This is the Unprofessional Toy Reviewer Hasbro, and I'm bringing you an exciting Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Why is this exciting? For two reasons. One, this is an original trilogy action figure from the Black Series, and two, this is an action figure that I have yet to review on this channel, so it makes it new. I never had the opportunity to review the very first action figure to come out of the Star Wars The Black Series line, which is number 1, Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing pilot gear. Now is my chance, since this action figure is given a second chance at release for those who may have missed out, those who had joined late into the Black Series line and they don't want to pay the expenses to get the original action figure. Plus, this action figure's got something brand new, and you'll find out what that is in just a moment. So, taking a look at the packaging as partake of every single video review on this channel, up close in your face. Here at the top we got Star Wars The Black Series at the top right corner. Over here on the top left corner we got ages 4 and plus. Right here on this side we have Archive Luke Skywalker. Here's the picture of Luke Skywalker for the packaging. And here's the action figure of Luke Skywalker in its X-Wing pilot gear with all of his accessories here. Spoiler alert, that's everything you get. Warning, choking hazard. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, here at the bottom right corner we have the Hasbro logo. On the back of the packaging we got Star Wars The Black Series once again. That very nice picture of Luke Skywalker. Here's what the original action figures package looked like. Here's a bio for Luke Skywalker and the year that this action figure came out, which was 2013. And here's some licensing, Hasbro, Disney, all that stuff. StarWars.com, StarWars.Hasbro.com. Well, that's pretty much going to do it for the packaging, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get, which we already can't see, so that kind of cancels that out, doesn't it? Moving on. Boom! Alright, so here's Luke Skywalker out of the packaging, and as you can see, it's a very nice likeness to Mark Hamill. This right here is what I was talking about. This is the brand new thing about this figure. It's the only reason to actually upgrade your figure, and by that I mean sell the original and get this one, because of the likeness to Mark Hamill. Back in his prime, back when he was just training to become a Jedi. Look at the way that this face printing technology is getting so much better on these small little 6-inch action figures. And take a look at the back of his head, take a look at the back of his suit, and here's a look at the front, which is what you really want to see, because this is where you're going to be displaying your figures anyway. You can see here on this box, a lot of paint work going on here, from the black and the blue and the white. It's all clean, no problems whatsoever. But up close you can see we got some detail going on here throughout the pattern of this strap leading to his legs, and then we got this thing here on his boot. And taking a look at his nice shiny boots here, they do look pretty cool, but they're generic. They don't have any detail on them whatsoever, but I do like the gloss. Taking a look at his gloves now, pretty much the same dealio with the boots. They're generic, but they do have some nice glossy effect to them. And on the side here, we've got a pocket pouch for whatever this stuff is. Maybe some tools here on the shoulder. And here's the tube that goes directly into his breathing box right there. The belt all around the figure is painted good. Doesn't seem to be any sloppiness as I can see. And here's another look at that head sculpt. I just love that. And here's a quick side-by-side comparisons with the original figure that came out in 2013 compared to our new styled Luke Skywalker in X-Wing pilot gear. What a night and day comparison it truly is. Anyway, let's get to the articulation. We got a ball jointed head and can get as much range as you could possibly get on the sculpt. Doesn't seem to be much hindrance. We also have a hinge joint at the neck to allow this much up, this much down, coming to the shoulders, and they're on a ball joint. You get this much inward and outward movement on a nice clicking joint. Got full rotation. Got a swivel cut above the elbow joint because he doesn't have any room for a bicep swivel apparently. The elbow joint is single jointed, does get 9 degrees of bend. There's a swivel cut at the wrist. There's a hinge joint to allow inward and outward movement, though on my figure it's a little tight, but it will move, so it's not going to break. But the hinge is sculpted on the opposite direction for the right hand, which means you can get it to move up and down instead of inward and outward. He has a ball joint at the upper torso, which gives him a lot of flexibility. No waist swivel cut, unfortunately. The legs are on ball joints at the hips, so you get this much kicking forward and this much going back. Unfortunately, though, because this belt is kind of like a shackle around his legs, you really can't get any full JCVD split, so unfortunately, I gotta put it, guys. He's got a swivel cut at the thigh section, which is pretty tight on my figure. Double jointed knees, that does give more than 90 degrees of bend. A swivel cut at the boots, a hinge joint for up and down movement at the feet, and he does also sport some very nice ankle rocker pivot. Alright, let's take a look at some of the accessories the figure has, starting off with his pilot helmet here, which you can see the Rebel symbols on there are nicely printed. Everything on here is pretty much nicely printed. Do have some nice weathering effects on it as well to make it look like it's dirty, like it's been for combat, which it should be. It's all a very nice paint job that's done over a very translucent yellow plastic. And to test it on the figure here, see whether or not this new head can actually have this on, actually. Come on. Well, fitting on the action figure's head is a little difficult, but over time I'm sure it'll get much easier to do. Now all we need is a good size X-Wing for this figure. Luke Skywalker also has a hand blaster here. As you can see, it's got some silver paint at the tip. It's done in black plastic, but there is also a brown stripe right here for the handle of the gun. But it does fit in like a glove. And once again, since the hinge joint is sculpted in the opposite direction for the right hand, you can get the blaster in a more natural blasting position. The last accessory that we get with this figure is his trusty lightsaber. As you can see, it's the handle to Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber with a very nice blue beam sticking out. And if I'm not mistaken, it can be removed. Yep. Like so. And you can hook the handle of the lightsaber to his belt. But what I like to do is just put the beam right back in place in the handle and get the figure to actually hold the lightsaber in his hands, but it's a little bit of a fight. But there you go, here's a look at the action figure holding the lightsaber. Let's take a look at the difference between the original and the brand new one here. And as you can see, it's really the color of the beam. And even though this is accurate to the movie, I kind of like the turquoise color instead. But everything else about the lightsabers are pretty much one and the same. Might be a little more paint on the gold button here on the original, but it's pretty clean on this one. I think this is just a sloppy paint job. And the plastic on the original feels a bit rubbery, and this one feels just a little stiff. Once again, here's one last look at both lightsabers. Alright folks, it's that time. Let's dare to compare with some other Black Series action figures, such as the original 2013 action figure of the Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot gear, the previously released Han Solo action figure from The Empire Strikes Back, and the second released Darth Vader action figure from the 40th anniversary. So there you have it folks, there's a good look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series Archive 01 Luke Skywalker action figure from 2013. Updated with a brand new head sculpt. Well, maybe it's not a brand new head sculpt, but a brand new paint job with the face print technology to make him look more similar to Mark Hamill than the original release, which was meh. But it was the time, so I can be all forgiving. Once again, it's pretty much copy and paste outside of the head. You're not really getting much when it comes to new. But it is nice to have the proper color lightsaber beam this time around, but I still prefer the turquoise color because it looks so much better rather than just your standard blue, which we have seen from other action figures like Obi-Wan Kenobi from the prequels. Still though, an amazing action figure even up to this day. It feels like the quality has changed just a little bit. The joints are a little stiffer, minus the right hand being a little loose, but outside of that, he can hold his weapons just fine, no problems whatsoever. They don't seem to be slipping out anywhere. But if you have 20 bucks and you see this action figure in stores, why not pick him up if you've never experienced the original action figure? Then stay away from that one because this one overall is the better figure just because of that lightness that is perfect. The face print technology on these figures is again so much better, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store next with Star Wars The Black Series, because I'm sure it's far from over. So questions or comments, do hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you liked today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until then, my friends, this is the unprofessional toy reviewer Hasbro signing off by saying, when the opportunity persists, don't give up on your dreams. Siege the moment. Thank you for watching.